Dear SEA students, my name is Shavana Sam, your UNC candidate for the constituency of Kumoto-Mansanala. As you prepare to write this important examination tomorrow, remember that your hard work, dedication, and dreams matter. Believe in yourself. You are capable of amazing things. As you are aware, the UNC party remains committed to creating a better future for you with strong investments in education, digital learning, and student support. The UNC believes that every child deserves a fair start and strong future, and that includes you. We believe in you, and we are rooting for your success every step of the way. As you sit your examination tomorrow, remember to put God first in all that you do, and trust that with faith, focus, and determination, you will succeed.
Is your life better now than it was 10 years ago?
Yeah. The fireball from your kingdom come.
Brothers and sisters of my tower, it is so heartening to see so many of you all out here tonight, having a good time, participating in the sporting activities, interacting with each other, communicating with each other.
Free all my daughters and sons, yeah.
They just call it to get home. Them just call it to get home. We just call it to go home. Who make this football happen? Not the fish. When last we had football up here, Trent? You understand? We have free all foes. Who made that all foes happen, John?
Open your eyes.
He listens. And like a rating you have, I fully endorse Mr. Devish Maharaj as the next parliamentary, as my vote, and the youths that are under me, and I fully endorse you. Thank you.
The youth, as you see, we have a sport here, a football tournament, but we are playing in the road. We are not playing on the court.
Never can afford a facility for the youth to come out and play. See, this is the best thing happened to this community in the last 5 years.
Humanity rise up. Through fear and mockery. No hypocrites are come wrong with them fallacy. Tell them can't get a grip on me. I know we break them monopoly. Humanity rise up.
Most interesting or most phased folklore character was the Dwen. The concept of a little man, my size, with his feet backwards, so the footsteps from my OCD self go in the wrong way. It still terrifies me. Hi, I'm Natalie Chaitan Maharaj. I'm the URT's general election candidate for Rukalopi. Slice with a little bit of coconut and cucumber. Why the UNC? Because I owe everything I have, my career, my love for medicine, to the UNC. Miss Kamla Prasad Bisasa met me when she was early in politics as Attorney General when I was 8 years old in a primary school. It occurred to me that I saw this woman leading the pack ahead of them all, and it occurred to me that, you know what, I could lean to, I could be independent. It led me to have the courage to get into my career in medicine, and now the courage to get into politics as well. So come on, Aka, shamefully I've never been to Panama. Vote for UNC, vote for change. When the UNC wins, everybody wins.
Doubles and coffee. 8 years of PNM lies. 8 years of lies to Tobago. 8 years of lies inside the parliament, outside the parliament. 8 years of Sandals lies by Stuart, Richard Young, Keith Christopher Rowley, Ansel Dennis, the Tobago PNM, the man who going down in La Brea and get 50 likes on a post, Randall Mitchell, the entire PNM. The UNC was telling you, Kamla was telling you, Anel was telling you that there was never a Sandals investment, that Sandals was not putting 1 red cent into Tobago, and therefore that whole concoction by the PNM that Rowley played golf with Butch Stewart, and now Stuart Richard Young plays golf with Adam Stewart. I don't know if Stuart Richard Young has played golf, but they knock glass, they drink scotch and eat shrimps, and then concoct to give away piece of Tobago's land to them, making secret deals, no transparency, and discussing that they were going to put the taxpayers of Trinidad and Tobago under duress to repay money that they would borrow to build a hotel for Sandals, $7 billion for Sandals resorts and beaches at an average interest rate of 6.24%. When I did the maths back then to explain that this is illogical, this is corrupt, this is not how procurement works, this is not corporate governance. Who is Rowley and Stuart Young to usurp the authority of the Tobago House of Assembly and Shamfakujo, the Minister of Tourism, and to put the taxpayers on an extended burden to build a hotel for Sandals Corporation, whose business it is to invest in hotels, and who had spent their own money in Barbados, a few resorts, Grenada, St. Lucia, Antigua, St. Vincent, St. Kitts, up in Turks and Caicos, Bahamas, Jamaica, Dominican Republic. Sandals spent their money, and that was the major point, the first and only point. That was the issue that the UNC had with this nonsense that Rowley was concocting with Stuart Richard Young. Where was it? I researched back then, and over 13,000 hotels were being built in 2017, 2018, when they were floating this high. They were being built, constructed globally in countries that had acts of terrorism, that had war, some parts of it. And you know what? How many hotels at that time were being built with taxpayers' money? 0. This would have been the first one. The abject total stupidity of it, that these PNM will take people's money, hoodwink a population, and put them in further debt for the next 50, 60 years. The break-even point if Sandals and beaches at $7 billion at 6.24% interest was 99 years if the resorts were 100% capacity, 365 days. That's how ludicrous that plan was. And now finally, the truth comes out of the mouth of Stuart Richard Young. In the newspaper today, he's quoted in all the newspapers as saying, Young revealed that Sandals is now willing to use its own funds for the investment. He, Stuart, the next Stuart, Adam, is prepared from an investment point of view before all of us gathered here today, that the usual model is one where he is prepared to invest in the plant, in the hotel itself, Young said. So Stuart Young is now calmly stating that he, Stuart Richard Young, lied for the last 8 years. Because go back and check, every time they spoke about Sandals, even up to 2 nights ago in Tobago, Stuart Richard Young said that the UNC ran an investment out of Tobago, and investment was lost, that they fought down the investment, and we would have had Sandals here because of the investment. There was never an investment by Sandals, not $1. And here Stuart Young says the normal Sandals model is to spend their own money. And back then I was asking, in the words of the great Tobagonian, Calypsonian Shadow, what wrong with we? Because Sandals had spent money in every other Caribbean island. Tobago is the most beautiful of them all. Yet Sandals was not going to spend $1 of their own money, no foreign direct investment in Tobago. I was saying, what's wrong with we? You know what's wrong with we? PNM is dishonest and corrupt. That is what wrong with we. Let us read again, like y'all, I see y'all, I could feel y'all not believing that after all these years, all these PNM shouting all over the place, I had to destroy Ansel Dennis on his maiden contribution in the Senate as he just come in. He started to stand up there and say how the UNC run investment from Tobago. They attacked Sandals so much that Sandals took their money and went. There was never one red cent. Ansel Dennis lied in the Senate, just like Rowley lied, just like Stuart Young lied, just like Randall Mitchell lied, just like all the PNM lied. Look at Stuart Richard Young now, the PNM selected Prime Minister. Hear his quote. Young revealed. So he revealed like he's a magician. Not a magician, he's a liar. Young revealed that Sandals is now willing to use its own funds for the investment. He, Stuart, is prepared from an investment point of view before all of us gathered here today that the usual model is one where he is prepared to invest in the plant, in the hotel itself, Young said. That was one of the major points we are making. The second one was, and still is, this is not procurement, this is not corporate governance, this is not how it's done. You don't have a prime minister talking and knocking glass and eating shrimps and drinking scotch with a friend and then tell him, boy, we're going to give you some of our country's greatest assets, some land, some hundreds of acres, beachfront property and so on, so you could do with it as you want. And what it could give me, but what we could do, what is not, that's not how corporate governance works. Goods and service providers do not meet face-to-face with decision makers beforehand and then start to negotiate, but they do it so openly that they're so brazen that the media, everybody allows them to think that this seems normal. The normal process would be for the Ministry of Tourism or the THA under the current central government, no autonomy for Tobago. The normal position now would be for the Ministry of Tourism and the THA to send out a request for proposals. There are many corporations across the globe who would be interested to know that Tobago, a pristine gem, a diamond, there's land available for development, for investment. Some might be all-inclusive resorts like Sandals, Royalton, Dreams Resort, Choices, and so on. But the other model is also available for normal hotel. Some people might say normal hotels might bring more spin-off effects, more money churning to the people of Tobago, because when you go to a all-inclusive resort, you really spend most of your time there because you could get everything: food, drink, massage, sport, music, entertainment, pan, kaiso, disco. So you don't really go out into the land to eat from restaurants and use taxis and go to other beaches very rarely. So some people have noted, and some investment models show, that normal hotels like Hilton, Sofitel, Hyatt, Wyndham, that these investments actually benefit the people more because the hotel doesn't provide everything. It means that people across the board, tourist operators, tour guides, people outside selling on the beach, fruit vendors, craft vendors, shops and so on, restaurants, bars, they make more money when it's not all inclusive. But all of this can only be seen through a proper, transparent process where a request for proposals or a tender is given out globally and everybody competes for what is on offer by the THA. Thirdly, what Stuart Richard Young doing involved in this? Why he up front? Why he talking? Why is he negotiating? Why is he bringing Adam Butch Stewart? It shows Adam Butch Stewart's son. It shows that the PNM can't let go. That should be the THA work. That is Tobago business. That's Tobago land, Tobago water, Tobago beach, Tobago investment for Tobago people. That should be solely and wholly Tobago House of Assembly, Why the PNM can't let go so? Why they want to control Tobago so? Why they feel they must oppress and keep their fingerprint on Tobago and instruct Tobago? It's very disrespectful. Who does Stuart Richard Young, a dunce from St. Mary's College, who spent all his 5 years into A-level, 7 years bullying people and battering, being a dum-dum, a dunce whose daddy do everything for him. The arrogance that he thinks that he could negotiate better than the THA, better than Farley, better than the Secretary for Tourism, better than Tobagonians. Stuart Richard Young, a pure elitist dunce who grew up in the bourgeois, whose brain never developed. His arrogance to think that he could instruct the THA, instruct Tobagonians what to do, and he's in charge. Get out of it. The UNC believes in autonomy for Tobago. Let the THA deal with that. It's THA land, it's Tobago land, it's the Tobago people land, it's the Tobago people beach. Let them send out proposals. Let them have the competition. Let them evaluate the proposals. Let all global corporations compete. So Tobago and therefore Trinidad, because we are a unitary state, and if Tobago benefit, Trinidad will benefit as we work together as brother and sister, as equals, not as one controlling the next. This insane obsession that PNM have with oppressing and controlling Tobago must end. This is nonsense. And all you're going inside the thing, that this is a nice meeting, oh, this is good. That is nonsense. That's not procurement. That's corruption. And you're normalizing corruption. Ministers and government people must not be involved in a process. You must have public servants who can evaluate proposals. You must have competition for transparency, accountability. But the PNM has turned us into a country that accepts corrupt practice as normal, because Stuart Richard Young and Rowley went down to Australia, meet with CEOs, Hostel and Incat, and spend $1.3 billion. No tendering. Stuart Richard Young and Keith Rowley had ministers procuring vessels. They went and buy for 120 million ministerial committee, 120 million galleons passage, a piece of nonsense boat. The ball is for a port in Toko. They have any port, but they buy the boat. This is what they do. They recuse, they break down corporate governance. They have interlocking directorships and then call other people corrupt. The PNM is the most corrupt, controlling, obsessive government in history. Reject them. Sandals is very welcome. Glad that you know now, Adam Stewart, that you could spend your own money in Tobago. However, it does not stop there. There should be a request for proposals and let all corporations globally fight up and bid for Tobago's pristine, beautiful land, the opportunity to make profit. Furthermore, Sandals and Adam Stewart in a war with his siblings for that Sandals Corporation. Right now, they might sell the whole thing to share it up and split it 3 ways. What about that? Did you all ask him about that? Did you all check out that? And what if that happens? What happens to this so-called decision? It is abject, total nonsense, fraught with corruption, control, and obsession of the PNM. Reject that. Tobago, or they want a hotel, let the THA handle it. Let them ask for proposals, evaluate proposals at the professional level, and then send it to the THA for them to choose and vet the best proposal that gives Tobago the most opportunities for development, growth, and economic movement forward. End of story. But the long and the short is, the PNM lied. Rowley lied on Sandals. Stuart Richard Young lied on Sandals. Ansel Dennis in Tobago and all Shamfa Kujo, Ayana lied on Sandals. Sandals was never investing 1 red cent. Stuart Richard Young admits it and reveals that, oh, Sandals is now ready to invest $1. That's PNM lies for you. On April 28th, everybody vote UNC. Bless.
I don't take on politics like everybody is like dwelling it serious. But you do have to be a rocket scientist to know that you PNM have to go. Like, Dan, I never used to vote and I am going to vote. I am voting them out this time. You can't be that delusional, Dan. Like, on a serious note, Jed. This 10 years was effed up. And then, jeez. Everything, you know, I actually learning things about them two parties here now. Like this, like literally listening to the history and the thing. But before I never used to vote, and every time I go into one and come back out of one, this one damn.
For 10 years, the people of Trinidad and Tobago have been suffering. We've had issues with crime. We've had issues with healthcare. We have a declining economy. We have no jobs for the youth. The people on the ground are feeling it the most. And I'm here today because I know that every area in Trinidad deserves proper representation. Not just on talk, but performance. And when the UNC is placed into the government, after April 28th, my brothers, my sisters in Mahogany, and all of my brothers and sisters in Malabar, Mausika, you will have the power. The people will have the power, once again, to make a change in their lives. So don't take this month for granted. Don't take the 28th of April as a regular day. This is a day we have to come out and show that our power is in our fingers. You have the power to make the difference in your lives. You have the power to change your community for the better. I am here as a willing servant, ready to lay my everything on the ground and on the line for you. Come out and support brothers. Come out and support sisters. Because when the UNC wins, everybody wins. And when the UNC wins, Malabar Mausika wins. And when the UNC wins, Mahogany wins. And when the UNC wins, Trinidad and Tobago will win. So stand with me.
I had a rough year this year. Just want to let down my head. Don't want to forget but remember, no weapon formed shall prosper. I have wings on my heart, the light through the dark. They can't stop me, they can't stop me. If a fire need to start, trust me, I go be the spark. So just watch me, just watch me. I used to be where I was, right now I am where I am. I'll always believe and trust, it's part of the master's plan. I used to be where I was, right now I am where I am. I'll always believe and trust, it's part of the master's. For the country, for the truth.
Our homes and our families together around a table and say, you know what? We can no longer afford to go to the movies twice a week or 3 times a week. We may not be able to bake ham every month or make macaroni pie. We may have to cut back.
Madam Speaker, I still have a coal pot, you know, where I put my coals and I roast my breadfruit. So if you don't have that, go back until such time as you can afford the gas. But don't come and blame you not having gas on the government. I have a suggestion for me. In order to lose weight, I will ride to court. I will take a bike. That will save fuel. That's my solution.
Everybody wants everything for nothing. Everybody wants everything, but willing to give up nothing. So then why is it so hard for us now to sacrifice
price of fuel by 15%? I then realized that was not enough. I came back again in April and I raised it again by 15%. And I came back again just a few weeks ago and raised it by another 15%. They haven't rioted yet. So I might...
Trinidad and Tobago,
And I said, I don't want no tassa drums, no rhythm section, no lots of people turning up here. What are you turning up here for? You are offering your service to help the country, and you have to turn up with fanfare and blowing trumpets. That is arrogance. This is, I have reached already. I'm a big person in the dance. If you get on like this, like what you're seeing here, before you even become a member of parliament, God knows how you will act.
Good morning, everyone. Morning.
By the way, Gary, oh God, stop now. Stop with all the explanation, how you walk with nobody, you had no support, you had nothing, you didn't want tassa, you didn't want noise, because that's arrogance. No, that's politics, that's support, that's energy. Politics is about masses, numbers of people. You need at least 340,000 people to vote for you to win. You walk by yourself in your little suit. That is because you have no support. You're like an old Bartex Gary. You have no support. Stop it now. That's the longest explanation of why a man walk on nomination day by himself. But you want to win government. Gary, stop now. Embarrassing yourself.
On election day, vote UNC. One love, one team. One hope, one dream. When UNC wins, everybody wins. God, thank you for sunshine. Thank you for rain. Thank you for joy. Thank you for pain.
Trinidad and Tobago suffers are here coming to you live from the campaign office in St. Joseph, Brother Devish Maraj. With me today is a big person in terms of social media. This is Brother Noel. And you know me, Brother Noel and myself, we want to tell Trinidad and Tobago a very, very important piece of information. Brother Noel.
Yeah, man. Good evening. We just want to send the message out. We just want to send the message out. Let the people know this is about not PNM and UNC, this is about the rich and the poor. If we continue with this regime, the rich will get rich. If change, we get a change, everybody will live, everybody will live properly, secure, no problems. That's what the writing.
Yeah, for sure. So Brother Noel will be champion the cause right to fighting for the poor people. He living up further up in East and St. Joseph. We live in the first capital. I'm from Aranguez, but under the UNC. The UNC is the only party that truly united everybody. Understand, Brother Noel? From the ground, right? So under UNC we have a chance to survive. Right now things are really hard in the country. Imagine Prime Minister Rowley take $1 million. Take $8,000 pension, one year. You're young guy now, right? Poor people just suffering. What more you need to know again? People can't wait to grocery. You know the money? I know pick up a brother with an empty gas tank. I pick him up and carry him by the grocery to get a tank of gas. He said, brother, thanks we drop. I don't even have money to buy the tank of gas. He was going to stand up there for a few hours to beg people for that $22 to beg to get tank and walk back with it. The tank of gas. Thank you Almighty, and I help him out, and that point in time I help him out, I drop back the brother home. And I'm saying this to those fighting us, and they're saying to real people with this country. Correct.
And we need a change, and when the UNC win,
everybody will hold at Trinidad and Tobago. So we are begging on our behalf. That you see this brother here?
They're fish. Maraj, whose capital, Aranguez, St. Joseph,
and Tower, Mount Lambert, Mount Toad.
We need a change. We need a change.
Please,
we want to see development in the constituency and youth for the youths. We need a change, and this is the man, St. Joseph. They're from Maraj. They don't know where this road.
Thank you, brother. What's the code, brother?
Yellow. And when UNC went, whole at Trinidad Tobago. St. Joseph, Aranguez.
Thank you, brother. Love and respect. Take care, brother. So Trinidad and Tobago, want to see what this PNM government wants to do to the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago if they should get back in power. They are trying,
silence the voices from the ghetto. That alone is to show all you that they don't really care about the city. They don't even understand the assignment in it. All the citizens of Trinidad and Tobago wants is to be able to provide properly for our families. To feel safe, to be safe, feel and be safe. To educate our young ones in the proper way so that when they finish with their schooling or their trade, they can get something to do so the job man will get a hold of them. And the social media is our only ways and means of crying out for help, and you, sir, trying to silence the voices from the ghetto. But may God have mercy on us all in Trinidad. Because these ministers and them, these PNM ministers, have it pressed on them. Because they are the ones in power for the past 10 years. They don't understand what it is not to work, to have food, or dying the kitchen. The lifestyle that they are living is not where it is in this heritage. Them, the family, and the friends. We are the ones that are being neglected. We are the ones that are suffering. And all you can talk about is silencing the voices from the ghetto. You have to be a very wicked person.
About caring for people. Yeah?
When the PNM come to you and they come on your doorstep and at your gate and they call upon you and they're asking you and they come asking for your vote and they're making you promises, the one question you have to ask them is, you had 10 years, why you didn't do it? You had 10 years, why you didn't do it? They are talking about changes to the education system. You had 10 years, why you didn't do it? They are talking about new strategies to fight crime. You had 10 years, why you didn't do it? They are talking about diversification of the economy. You had 10 years, but you put all our hopes and dreams and all of our potential for economic prosperity in one basket called Dragon Gas, and now the basket breaking. You come in to tell us about diversification again. You had 10 years, why you didn't do it?
Alright, all pleasant good morning. I woke up feeling really lovely this morning. I hope you all are feeling great as well. I just have one message to tell all the Auntie Kamala is back, and is that she's stronger than before, right? And she have our full support, right? If you all be posting this video, if you all love this video, you all should put a heart, a yellow heart, right? We getting this one out there. Really liking what I see. Who is the People Party? When you come down in HP, yellow is the code for we. Don't worry about Stuart Young. I don't care where Rowley gone. Put your finger by the sun. Together we rise as one. Who we voting for? UNC.
up and come. Hurry up and come. You know, sister Babylon done. Hurry up and come. Hurry up and come. Hurry up and come. Cause Babylon done. From England straight to America, even down here in the valley of Jafasica. Japan straight over to China. Fire burn for our slave master. In a Babylon there's a disaster. Well, I can't get no food nor no water. Get up and come. Get up and come. Get up and come. Cause Babylon
Jah give me everything, so me nah lose my sanity for vanity. No frightened for anything, so them can't use no love to catch me. Whenever you hear me sing, I from me yard to the top of the chart, and that's why we hail the king. Cause Jah give me everything.
It's our energy when we come down here. They say all we know is to jump and wave.
If you vote for PNM, you voting for a dirty, stinking dictatorship of an administration. Vote for the UNC Alliance and let democracy live.
Change, vote them out.
Listen, we came out today in the community, we came out today in the constituency of Malabar, Mausaka, and all the people came out and showed us love.
That's right.
You know why? The reason why is because the UNC is a party of the people, born out of the people.
That's right.
And the people are the ones who we are here to serve. And when the UNC wins,
everybody wins.
Malabar Mausaka, the power will return to the people of Trinidad and Tobago and to the community of Malabar Mausaka. Join me, join us.
Ain't no stopping us now. We're on the move. Ain't no stopping us now.
Here. On Top Street, there's an area where they want to change the use of the land, the HTC housing. That is craziness, and that's one of the first things we will reverse. That place will be a safe place for school children.
When UNC wins, everybody wins.
You could feel proud if you're voting for UNC. You could wear your jersey proudly, because at the end of the day, you know Kamala performed when she was Prime Minister. You know Basdeo Pandey performed when he was Prime Minister. You know things was good when Kamala was Prime Minister. Though she do as much as she could do for the people. The economy was excellent. Crime was dumb. No home invasions, no kidnapping, no extortion. Foreign investors was coming to the country to invest their money, creating job opportunities. The refinery was open. Business people are in the US to conduct the business. But when you had to wear a PNM jersey, you had to feel shame. Everybody see you in your PNM jersey, want to cuss you and spit on you. Everybody watching you like it's a big dunce. It's the first thing coming to their head. Everybody saying what these fools, they don't love the country, they don't love the self. Because the PNM has done nothing nothing for this country but bring hardship in the last 10 years. Everything they say was a lie. Everything they promised to do, they didn't do. But if you're still wearing a PNM jersey and walking in the road, then bow your head in shame because everybody laughing at you. Everybody know they have no sense. They don't care about this country. They don't care about the youths. Or they don't care about all their own children because they're watching the crime rates. They know our ladies, our girl children, they're not safe when they're jumping in taxis. So they continue to support that party, the party of underachievers.
Kamla, yes, we voted for Kamla. Kamla, yes, we voted for Kamla. Yes, we voted for Kamla. Yes, we voted for Kamla.
If you take this too serious, then you really need some church.
Squeezy, really come good with this song.
Hi everyone, it's Devish Maharaj. As we all know, the SCA exams are tomorrow, a big day for thousands of young minds across Trinidad and Tobago. Out of deep respect for our students, their families, and their focus during this important time, my team and I will be pausing all campaign activities for the day. I would like to personally thank all the parents and teachers of SCA students for their dedication, service, and tireless perseverance, bringing the flowers of our nation to this critical moment, shaping the future of Trinidad and Tobago. To every student sitting their exams, I want you to know that we are proud of you. You've worked hard, you've prepared, and now it's your time to shine. Remember to stay calm, take a deep breath, and give it your best. You are capable, you are strong, and your journey is only just beginning. Best of luck tomorrow. We are all rooting for you.
Listen carefully. I want on this platform to remind all workers of the country that it was not Kamala who raised gas prices 7 times. It was Rowley and Stuart Young that do that. That it was not Kamala who further burden you with property tax and other punitive taxes. It was Rowley and Stuart Young that did that. She did not decimate TSTT, putting hundreds of workers on the breadline. It was Rowley and Stuart Young that did that. And tonight, I want to remind all the Petrotrin workers, that it was not Kamala who closed down Petrotrin and sent all of you home. Take away your medical plan. Put your pensions in jeopardy. It was who? It was Rowley and Stuart Young that did that. You see, they want you to forget the last 10 years. They want you to forget the last 10 years. For them, it is as though that last 10 years never existed. They would like you to forget the pain, the horror, and the nightmare and the arrogance and the bullying of Rowley and Stuart Young on you, the workers and the people of Trinidad and Tobago. But we cannot afford to forget that.
A little bit of change, little bit of change, little bit of change can be good sometimes. It's crazy, all of the things that I thought I could control.
Doubles and coffee. I hearing some talk from some business chambers that they're saddened by the revocation of the OFAC license for Dragon Gas and so on. The Dragon Gas deal is not dead. The Dragon Gas deal of Rowley, Stuart Richard Young, Maduro and Delcy is dead. Do y'all realize that Stuart Richard Young and Keith Christopher Rowley, along with Maduro and Delcy Rodriguez and PDVSA Wilmer Ruperti, facilitated the extortion of taxpayers' money by Nicolas Maduro, an illegitimate regime, a narco-terrorist, a human trafficker, a money launderer, a man with a bounty on his head of 25 million US, that 8 million citizens of Venezuela have fled from. Do you all realize that? Dragon cross-border gas is not dead. The regime of Maduro and Delcy is dead. The illegitimate stealing election regime, the undemocratic, oppressive, tyrannical regime. Have you lost your moral compass? You're facilitating extortion. How much money of taxpayers has gone into Maduro's pocket that we cannot get back because of the stupidity, the poor foreign policy of Keith Rowley and Stuart Richard Young? Had Stuart Richard Young and Keith Rowley been on the side of righteousness, democracy, and our trading partners, the US, the European Union, South America, the Rio Treaty, Maduro may have been gone already and Dragon could have danced and danced properly with the legally, legitimately elected government of Venezuela. Have y'all people gone mad? Rowley and Stuart Young were doing business with a gangster with an illegitimate dictator. Don't you all get that point? We should be, as Trinidad and Tobago, side by side with Guyana, CARICOM, and all our friends, fighting for the removal of that malign influence from our doorstep so that citizens could return to Venezuela. Democracy could return to Venezuela. Justice could return to Venezuela. And then you could negotiate a proper deal with a legitimate government. Dragon gas, cross-border gas deals are not done. Delcy and Maduro are done. Rowley and Stuart Richard Young are done. When Kamala wins, everyone wins. When the UNC wins, everyone wins. Trinidad and Tobago's foreign policy will be on the side of our biggest trading partners, the USA, the European Union, Canada, and South America. We will work to remove the malign influence of a thief, an old thief, man who steal an election without even one vote being showed. The duly elected president of Venezuela is Urrutia Gonzalez. He won by 60% to 40%. What is wrong with y'all? So Dragon gas, cross-border gas opportunity is not dead. Rowley's corrupt secret NDA deal with Richard Young going back and forth without transparency, accountability, whatever them negotiated with a narco-terrorist trafficker who stole an election, that dead. And all you vexed for that? Make it make sense. On April 28th, vote UNC for the Dragon to dance properly, for the removal of not only a corrupt regime here in Trinidad and Tobago, but there in Venezuela, so we can return to some state of normalcy. Think carefully before you talk. You all have lost the plot because you've been sinking in a quagmire of incompetence, corruption, unethical conduct, stupidity. Where our money gone? Are we getting it back from Maduro? The million US, and how much secret money was paid already by Stuart Richard Young and Keith Christopher Rowley? You don't even know how much they paid. Our money, the taxpayers' money, was extorted by gangsters. Dragon gas with a dictator, an illegitimate regime never existed. It will move on in the correct way when correct governments duly elected by democracy are put in. Not Stuart Richard Young selected by Rowley to oppress the PNM, but you won't oppress this country, Stuart Richard Young. The people won't be bullied. They've united against you across Trinidad and Tobago. Seats that were never up for play are now marginal. Well done to the citizens. On April 28th, vote UNC, because Kamala cares. Kamala has foreign policy. Kamala stands with her trading partners, USA, European Union, Canada, South America, and will uphold the Rio Treaty and get rid of malign influence from our region. Goodbye to PNM. Goodbye to malign influence. Goodbye to Keith Rowley. Goodbye to Stuart Richard Young. Goodbye to Maduro. Goodbye to Delcy Rodriguez. Goodbye to Astrobal Chavez. Goodbye to Wilmer Ruperti.
This morning we came, I as the candidate Bakuba South Barry Badarat, to file nominations with several supporters at this facility, which is, from my returning officer, it will be the home of football, which is almost 2 miles inside of Autobolan Stadium. We are experiencing inclement weather. I'm expected to walk for 2 miles in the rain. And there clearly is improper arrangements that have been put in place here.
So I want to make a presentation of this UV Sheffield.
Mrs. Kamala Persad-Bissessar would have overseen 4 elections between 2010 to 2015 when she was Prime Minister of Trinidad and Tobago. The THA elections, presidential elections, local government elections, and parliamentary elections. Right? Now, the reason why it is the United National Congress is asking the EBC for transparency and fairness and unbiasedness in the elections and the duty is because the UNC believes in democracy. Right? We do not want a situation in Trinidad and Tobago where the People's National Movement, the PNM, right, is trying to hit us a Maduro flick, where the people of Venezuela didn't vote for Maduro, but yet still Maduro put himself back into governance. We, as the people of Trinidad and Tobago, need to demand of the EBC a fair elections. We need our international observers.
The 28th of April, I want every youth who watching this video right now who fighting for change and who want change, go out and cast your vote for UNC. PNM have been in power for 10 years and haven't done nothing for the entertainment sector, for the schools, nothing. So this year is all about change. UNC government, when they was in power, they were so good to me, Auntie Kamala. I used to be all in Auntie Kamala house, and I used to see all the entertainers coming down there, and everybody at Auntie Kamala used to feed all the entertainers, and everything was normal. So I know the kind of love Auntie Kamala have. So I urging everybody on the 28th, let's take a stand. Let's make that change. Let's put a new government in power. Let's give UNC a chance again. That UNC is going to make that change for Trinidad and Tobago, for our country, for all the youths of Trinidad and Tobago, for the future generation. UNC that fight for way, down there, down there.
Doubles and coffee. Every Trinbagonian should wake up this morning feeling disdainful, disrespected, disillusioned, feeling angry at what took place yesterday. Especially if you're Tobagonian. And I'm putting on my half Tobagonian hat from my Tobagonian father. The Chief Secretary of Tobago, Farley Augustine, represents the people of Tobago. He's duly elected through his secretaries and through the out Tobago from a gerrymandered system of 15 seats changed by the EBC, directed by Keith Rowley, how to increase the number of seats from 12 to 15. Chief Secretary Farley Augustine won 14-1 in a landslide. He is the Chief Secretary of Tobago. He is basically the Prime Minister of Tobago. He is in charge of Tobago affairs and representing the views of every Tobagonian. And yet Keith Christopher Rowley and his PNM come to throw tantrums in Tobago while opening an airport on Tobago soil for Tobago people, for the Tobago economy, to boost Tobago tourism, all about Tobago, to employ Tobagonians. And Keith Christopher Rowley, the puerile, childish, immature mamapool that he is, disrespects the Chief Secretary of Tobago by leaving him off of the program, inviting him to sit down there and listen to the most immature, childish, disgusting, bullying speeches known to man. You're not bullying Chief Secretary Farley Augustine Rowley, you're bullying the people of Tobago, every Tobagonian, and to put every Tobagonian to sit down and not give them their rightful place in a ceremony to open an airport or airport terminal in Tobago is the most disgusting, sickening thing. And you, the media, y'all allow that and normalize that. Y'all normalize tantrums of a small-minded man, a puerile man who's stuck in puberty, a man without class who somehow managed to reach Prime Minister. Chief Secretary Farley Augustine represents Tobagonians constitutionally, people duly elected. Not like what is going to take place today with Keith Christopher Tantrum Rowley appointing and anointing his mini-me, his obnoxious elitist small pin as Prime Minister selected. Farley Augustine represents Tobago. To leave him off of the program is unacceptable, and members of the media should have taken note of that serious note. Furthermore, when you talk about autonomy for Tobago, you can clearly see from the actions of the PNM that they don't ever consider Tobago as equals, that they don't consider Tobagonians as important. That action yesterday shows what PNM wants, and PNM MPs sat down there from Tobago and allowed that disrespect to take place. It shows why Tobago has not had the opportunity to chart its own course through the PNM, because they want to keep Tobago under their thumb. They want to continue to oppress Tobago, to put them to sit down and talk down to them. Who the hell is Keith Rowley to talk down to Farley Augustine? And I didn't come here to talk about the airport. It overruns, billions overruns, and Coleman but couldn't explain that it late, that what is a practical completion, not a plane, not a tourist, 3 million capacity, yet Rowley and the PNM have dumped down Tobago's tourism from a high in 2014 of 96,000 international visitors down before COVID to 20,000 during COVID, down to 0, and after COVID, now with Farley and everything, now trying to build it back up, it reached to somewhere around 42,000, but an airport for $3 million. And then, 3 million passengers per year capacity. Where the capacity? In that 9.5 years, Keith Rowley has done nothing but decimated the tourism sector. He put Shamfa and then move her. He had Smallpin walking all over her portfolio. He shut down the sea bridge. He collapsed the economy. The hotel stock has not improved. Tobago has no set of flights. Even Caribbean Airlines has a lower number of flights. Even the sea bridge and the air bridge collapsed for domestic tourism as compared under Kamla, where planes were flying 23 hours per day. People could move back and forth to Tobago. Tobago has received no investment from Rowley and his ministry and Minister of Tourism over 9.5 years. Furthermore, Rowley had the audacity to stand up on a bully pulpit without giving the Chief Secretary an opportunity to speak or to respond. That is what you call a mama pool bully. And talk about Sandals, and he gone to talk to Adam Stewart, and he bringing back Sandals and giving the Chief Secretary an instruction on what to do. And the media asking questions like that is normal. That is corrupt. That is not how it is done. A Prime Minister does not go to one specific good and service provider and tell them, hey, I want you. There are many hotel corporations in the world. If there are hotels to be built in Tobago, the Chief Secretary and the THA must determine that, what land is available, where it is available, how many acres, and send out RFPs internationally to different corporations and let them compete for a pristine piece of the diamond that is Tobago. And therefore you will get the best options through an RFP, through competitive tender, through a process of evaluation. Not a mama pool Rowley talking to a good, hey boy, let me drink a scotch. Yeah, Adam boy, your father, I tried to get him to come, but I was going to, that's the next point I forgot to tell you. Sandals wasn't coming to Tobago. Sandals spend money all over the Caribbean. Sandals built 2 hotels in Grenada, 3 in St. Lucia, 2 in Antigua, 4 in Barbados, Bahamas, Turks and Caicos, Cayman Islands, Jamaica, all over the place. Bahamas spending money and build hotels. Rowley and Smallpin did not have Butch Stewart coming to spend his own money. They were going to borrow taxpayers' money, borrow again. That's why they like to inflate and cook books, because they want to borrow to thief. All the PNM could do is raise revenue by borrowing, taking from the Heritage and Stabilization Fund and taxing you more. So it was Sandals was never coming to put 1 red cent under Rowley. And this nonsense about having a friend and playing golf and telling him about the nation's assets, that is corruption, that is red flag, that is not procurement. So any hotels or hotel corporations who want to come to Tobago, they have to be offered an opportunity to compete. Rowley stands up on his bullied pulpit and talks about a corrupt practice, and the media allow him to normalize it. That is madness. And who is Rowley on his way out to be talking down to the chief secretary and to also saying about his leadership disappointed him? Chief Secretary Farley Augustine, if your leadership disappointed Rowley, well done, my brother. Because Rowley is the example of the opposite thing to leadership. Rowley is an oppressive dictator, a childish, vindictive person who has destroyed our country. So anything you could do that is opposite of Rowley, you are a hero. Keep doing your work, keep pushing forward, keep getting the people of Tobago to respect themselves. When Kamala Persad-Bissessar was Prime Minister and anything was opened in Tobago, Orville London was up front and personal and given full time to talk. MIC Center, gas station, Wassa Project, water, whatever it was, because Kamala Persad-Bissessar respects the autonomy of Tobago, the power in Tobago, and the elected officers of Tobago. What took place yesterday was disgraceful. And if any Tobagonian, and somehow they invite a set of PNM, about 40 or 50 of them, and they clapping like little idiots. They don't even knowing that when you disrespect the chief secretary, you disrespect the entire island of Tobago. When you disrespect your chief secretary, you disrespect the history of Tobagonians who went before. You disrespect your ancestors, you disrespect autonomy, and you disrespect your island. For what? Balizé poison, Balizé juice. Every Tobagonian, brother be you, all you, should wake up this morning ashamed and disgraced by the behavior of a man who say he from Mason Hall, but like he went Lekoto, and whatever he did in Lekoto, the whole country is suffering and awash with blood and disrespect and vindictive nature. Rowley, as you came in as a dishonest pathological clown, you leave as a vindictive, childish little boy, a bully. Go your way, go on the golf course, you clown. You're disrespectful, and the people are waiting for you. The people in Tobago are waiting for you, and the people of Trinidad who stand alongside the people of Tobago are waiting for you and your small pin, your undemocratic, oppressive, tyrannical mama pool.
We never shut down Petrotrin. So when you hear the UNC still with their lies about how PNM shut down Petrotrin, I want each and every one of you to tell you that is a damn lie. This PNM government did not shut down Petrotrin.
So this is an era where people are subscribing to a view that truth does not matter. Is what you can get people to believe.
As you know, Paria was set up because Petrotrin's refining was making billions of dollars in losses. It had gone from a positive to a negative. By the time it was shut down, we had to write off over $12 billion.
Mr. Espinay, just to clarify the point you made just now, is it that the 1,700 E&P workers would be let go the same time that the 1,700 from the refinery would be let go?
I would think that there's been very clear that all the employees of Petrotrin will exit the company. All. So do we get that clear so that nobody has to call me about 10 o'clock in the night to find me? How many of us going again? How many of them going again? All.
This world is a place now in 2019 going forward, where people are making a career of not speaking the truth, and every item of information has to be checked and
Davish Faraj. I'm the UNC candidate for West St. Joseph.
Okay.
I'm here to make your life a little easy by giving you some SCA packages for your students.
Okay.
Donating, I should say.
Thank you very much. We appreciate your generosity.
Thank you so much.
Thanks for thinking of us.
Thank you so much.
I appreciate it.
And also want to congratulate you on your commitment and
Thank you.
dedication towards the flowers of our nation.
Thank you so much.
ever have a leader who loves you as much as I do.
Tell your neighbor tell your friend, now is the time to rise and shine. Tell your mother, tell your father, now is the time to decide. If you want leaders who can build, place your ex by the rising sun. If you want leaders who can lead properly, place your ex by the
Couva North, UNC, we vote in Jalen John. UNC all the way. Vote, 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 vote UNC. The only party to save PNP. We won back the best Prime Minister, the Honorable Kamala Prasad Visesa. Couva North voting, we vote in UNC. The only party to save PNP. On the 28th of April, PNM done. Couva North voting, voting Jadin John. Vote, 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 vote UNC. The only party to save PNP. When UNC win, everybody wins. PNM is a party, they don't care for we. They only care for the friend and family. They only care for the friend and family. Vote, 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 vote UNC. The only party to save PNP. We won back the best Prime Minister, the Honorable Kamala Prasad Visesa. Couva North voting, we vote in UNC. The only party to save PNP. On the 28th of April, PNM done. Couva North voting, voting Jadin John. Vote, 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 vote UNC. The only party to save PNP. On the 28th of April, come out and vote. Vote for the United National Congress. Go PNM, go and carry your sins. Cause when UNC wins, everybody wins. When UNC wins, everybody wins. Vote, 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 vote UNC. The only party to save PNP. We won back the best Prime Minister, the Honorable Kamala Prasad Visesa. Couva North voting, we vote in UNC. The only party to save PNP. On the 28th of April, PNM done. Couva North voting, voting Jadin John. Vote, 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 vote UNC. The only party to save PNP. 10 years of suffering, they mash up TNT. It's time to bring back UNC to save all our we. It's time to bring back UNC to save all our we. Vote, 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 vote UNC. The only party to save PNP. We won back the best Prime Minister, the Honorable Kamala Prasad Visesa. Couva North voting, we vote in UNC. The only party to save PNP. On the 28th of April, PNM done. Couva North voting, voting Jadin John. Vote, 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 vote UNC. The only party to save PNP. Under the PNM was crime and poverty. Kamala will make sure that all are we happy. Jailin will make sure that all are we happy. Vote, 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 vote UNC. The only party to save PNP. We won back the best Prime Minister, the Honorable Kamala Prasad Visesa. Couva North voting, we vote in UNC. The only party to save PNP. On the 28th of April, PNM done. Couva North voting, voting Jadin John. Vote, 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 vote UNC. The only party to save PNP. Remember you go to vote, you're voting them out. When you go to vote, you're voting them out. Vote, 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 vote UNC, the only party to save PNP. We won back the best Prime Minister, the Honorable Kamala predecessor. Governor voting, we voting UNC, the only party to save PNP. On the 28th of April, PNM done. Governor voting, voting Jenny John. Vote, 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 vote UNC, the only party to save PNP. The only party to save PNP. The only party to save PNP. When UNC wins, everybody wins. UNC, Governor, we vote in Jane John. UNC all the way.
कभी कुछ कहा था, जो भी कहा वो किया, सदा के ये रिश्ते निभाने हैं सदा।
You see all that talk about my party, my party, my party, my party, my party, my party. Stop that now. And I want to close and send a message to the red. Because they say I didn't sit down in the seat good yet when I made the statement that my first objective is to remove an oppressive government from office. Well, let me tell you something. I sit down good. And yellow is the code. Brothers and sisters, there is sun on the horizon. There is hope for a brighter day. We must take charge of our destiny, take charge of our future, and act on our responsibility to ensure that we leave an inheritance not just for our children, but for our children's children. And comrades, let me tell you, this resonates deep with me as a first-time mom of a beautiful baby girl. And it's to that end we must examine what the UNC has committed to workers. Comrades, this relationship didn't just start. It didn't start when the election bell rang. We didn't decide yesterday that we want to team up with the UNC. We want to join forces with the UNC. Comrades, this has been going on for a number of years. Because we are clear that 5 more years of the PNM in office, workers, this country will not survive. Comrades, the UNC gave a commitment that negotiations would start with no less than 10%. Do you want that? The UNC gave the commitment to regularize contract workers. The UNC has given the commitment to provide preferential access to HDC homes. Do you want that? This one is a biggie. The UNC has committed to the immediate implementation of an improved health plan. Do you want that? Another big one. The UNC has given the commitment to shelve the PNM WASA Cabinet Subcommittee report. The UNC has given the commitment to implement the 9% settlement on behalf of NIB workers. Do you want that? The question then remains, will they deliver on their commitment? Let me remind you, brothers and sisters, the last settlement workers received was under the UNC. Public officers enjoyed 2 salary increases under the UNC within 1 term in office. 9% and 14%. They did not believe that a fair settlement on behalf of workers will bust the treasury. Quite to the contrary, they believed and they understood that taking care of workers was in itself taking care of the economy. Comrades, over 146 negotiations were settled under the UNC within 1 term. In the last 10 years, not one damn negotiation settled. Hundreds of vacancies remained unfilled. Under the UNC, there were over in excess of 55,000 jobs created under the UNC. Workers were flourishing. Why? Because when UNC wins, their track record has shown their commitment to workers, and as one of my objectives to protect the interests and welfare of my members, I say to all state sector workers, a vote for the UNC is a vote that negotiations will start with no less than 10%. I say to the workers of BIR and customs, a vote for the UNC is a vote to repeal the TTRA Act. I say to contract workers in the public service that a vote for the UNC is a vote for the regularization of contract jobs. I say to all state sector workers, a vote for the UNC is a vote for preferential access to HDC homes. Again, I say to all state sector workers, a vote for the UNC is a vote for an improved medical plan. And I say to NIB, a vote for the UNC is a vote to implement the agreed upon 2014-2016 9% salary agreement.
Anti-Kamla, they're not going back. PNM at a pump. 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 They bully we for 10 whole years.
voting now, voting UNC. Voting for the party that have love and unity. Everybody voting now, voting UNC. Voting for the party that have love and unity. Everybody voting now, voting UNC. Voting for the party that can help you and me. Everybody voting now, voting UNC. Voting for the party that can help you and me. Voting for voting. Voting for voting. We voting, we voting, we voting UNC. We voting, we voting, we voting UNC. Everybody voting now, voting UNC. Voting for the party that have love and unity. Everybody voting now, voting UNC. For the party that will bring back the ante. Everybody voting now, voting UNC. Voting for the party that have love and unity. Everybody voting now, voting UNC. Voting for the party that will bring back the ante.
On election day, we vote in UNC.